morning, good afternoon, or good evening, or whatever time you're watching this. I'm DiDi and thank you for joining me for today's Flosstube. It's gonna be a long one, since it has been around a month since the last time I filmed. I uploaded it late. Lots happened. I finished my former internship at the psychiatry ward. I'm back at the GP's office for a week now, so lots of change. There's also been a retreat with Modern Folk Embroideries Jacob, which I will tell you about in a sec. And I heard and I applied to and I'm accepted for the Dutch Mania event next year. So I'm gonna meet Pam and Steph and I'm so excited about it. Yes, this is kind of gonna be almost a WIPparade because I joined AB Singo and for this month, and last month I did Crazy Dominoes effect from the semi-stain stitchers. So yeah, I touched a lot of my whips. Also have 2 new starts, and oh, I need to bend down. This is let's just say I went on a little shopping spree, a teeny tiny one. Yeah, we'll go through that in the end. First we'll start with the stitching. I've got 2 new starts, so I'll start with those. New starts go first. Easy. For AB Singo I needed something with an eye, and I saw that I had this little Bent Creek pattern, a little Irish cottage. Already had it kitted up with all the DMCs, not the overdyes. And I had this ornament sized piece. Ooh, that's a needle. My needle went flying. So I need to find my needle in a sec, but this is an ornament sized piece, gingham, 32 count. I think it's Swigart. And this is how far I've gotten. So yeah, the colors are a little less bright, but I think it's gonna work with the fabric. So we'll see. It's not that much work and I enjoy stitching it, even though I need to stitch by hand. I'm just doing a quick scan if I can see my needle. I can't. Usually I don't have needles in my projects that I show you. I think that's why. Luckily I also bought needles, so good thing. I also picked up Double Double by the Prairie Schooler. I saw this pattern when I was at the Handwerk Boutique for my retreat. It's a cute pattern. Charted in DMC, only 3 colors. And I said, well, I might have a fabric that's perfect for it. I hadn't used it. So this isn't cross stitch linen. I even think it's a cotton. But this is around a 37 count. I think it's not evenly woven, since these sides almost look the same length, but my froggy, skull and lizard actually look pretty good. It's a very neutral fabric and I think I have several pieces of it. I think I have 4 or 5, so quite nice pieces. And it is from a store, a Danish store we have here in my hometown, which is Zuster Grene. And for those of you who watched the Vuelta actually passed like 200 meters from my house. Yeah, Breda, that's my hometown. And I think I worked on this while the Vuelta was passing. It was fun, but I couldn't leave my house because the route actually went all around where I live, so I stayed in. Wasn't really feeling watching it outside. But some good progress on this, and I'm gonna see how it works on this strange fabric. And I'm stitching this 1/2. Up close it's a bit thin. The coverage isn't all that great, but when you look from afar it looks pretty good, so I'm happy with that. So I need to put everything over there. Then for the Crazy Dominoes effect. Crazy Dominoes effect was where you picked a project. You picked how many stitches you want to do an increment on. So the first project I chose to be 50, the second was 100, and so forth and so forth. And I thought, well, I actually spun for that day my Stitch on Me Halloween project. I finished it, and then I actually, in the end, I came back, so I only need to do 50, but in the end I did 700, I believe, on this project. That's all these 4 blocks, so I actually made quite a good progress. I finished 5 blocks. That's good, since this project is needing to be finished this year. I'm stitching this on a, I believe, 18 count oatmeal Aida. I quite like the color of the fabric, so happy with that progress. Then the next project I picked was La Nuit de Noël. It is Suit Days 2022 Christmas Advent. I'm doing it in the DMCs on the Called for Bending. The pattern is by Jardin Privé. And I finished up this area over there. And speaking of their Suit Days Advent calendars this year, I'm gonna get the box with all the specialty threads and everything. So I'm very excited. I ordered it the moment it came out. I find this bending hard to stitch on, but it is getting quite nice. There's still some back stitching to do down there. Then we go down, there's a center, there's some trees. It's not just going to be white. White is just the only color I touched so far. And then the project I made the most progress on in the last 5 weeks. I went from the Suit Days cell, which has snowflakes, to visit Hogsmeade by countrymagicstitch.com. I'm stitching this on a 32 count antique ivory, and I only needed to do 150 stitches, but then I had 2 Bringo calls as well for this project because I need to finish the first 2 pages. I'm getting pretty close. So the last time you saw it, let's see how we're gonna do this. Last time you saw it, I was working up there, so I had all the blue done, some of the gray. Yeah, I finished all my mountains. I finished up the house. I've started working on the owl over there. So there's just some filling in the chimneys and then roofed up and another lantern. So yeah, this is the corner. So not much to go since I did this in 4 weeks. And over, I think, 4 days. So I'm getting really close. I'm really enjoying this project. I'm stitching this with the DMCs. And I'm showing it quite often, and that's why my paper is getting all rippled. Having to refilm a Flosstube is not helping. The moment you want to edit it and it's not working, and you realize that you just put away everything you bought. And I said, oh, so I went back, got everything out again. So I'm gonna show you, I believe, everything in a while. But it might be that I left some things in my stash area. I have no idea. That's how bad it is. I know. From Visit Hogsmeade, I went to Santa's workshop. This is a design for DiDi. This is DiDi's 2020 advent calendar, and it's big, so I need to go like all the way back. Yeah, it's big. It's big. It's designed by Twin Peaks Primitive on a linen that came in the box. I have no idea. I'm stitching this with the cold for overdyed threads. Let's just move it to where I was working, because I was working down here. I finished another elf slash Santa slash I don't know. So I finished this little dude over here. As good as finished. There's a lot of French knots and backstitch in this project, but since I'm moving it out of my Q-snap, I just want to spend a day or two doing all the backstitch in the entire project at once, so I'm not messing up my backstitching and French knots by clamping it in and out of my Q-snap. But the elf is done. And it was linked to the former project because there were both houses. Yes, there are houses. They're a little village. So I liked that. Then I picked up for the first time this year DiDi's 10th anniversary sampler. It's also designed by Twin Peaks Perimeters, so the link was the designer. And it's for those of you who do not know DiDi. DiDi is the store owned by Simone. It's a cross-stitch store in the Netherlands, and she released some patterns this expo, but she has a very nice store and she has lots of things, so usually I tend to buy stuff from her when I see them coming. And the special thing about this was that the proceeds for the pattern went to charity. So she designed it and the proceeds went to charity. Last time you saw it, I had this. So I finished these 3 burbs and all of this border, and I also worked on it for Bringo. Sorry, AB Singo, not Bringo, AB Singo. So I also worked on it for AB Singo. This is most likely a gold, and I'm not going to make because I need to do 2 pages for this one. And the issue is that the centerpiece is a whole lot of solid stitching, and I'm going to say a whole lot. I think the centerpiece has around 10,000 stitches in it. Yeah, but I do love the top border and how it's looking so far. And look at my burbs. Look at the burbs. It is charted in DMC, and that's what I'm using to stitch. Don't mind stitching with DMC. 32 count khaki, I think, or sand. Also came in a kit, no idea. Then I picked up one of my newer projects. It is the sampler in autumn colors. It is from the Borduurblad, the Dutch cross-stitch magazine. It's this design. I love these colors. And I'm stitching this on a no name, no idea how many stitches fabric. I think it's a 32. When I counted it, it's 32. Last time you saw it, I just had the A done, so I did all these letters and some more of the border. And I'm really liking stitching on this. And this was charted in anchor thread, and I converted it to the DMC. So, yeah, it's gonna be quite pretty. And I found that I do love stitching letters, so that's a good thing. Let's get that in there. Those were links because they were both samplers. Then I also have a nutmeg gold for Autumn Woodland Garden Labyrinth by Caroline Manning Designs. Both are awesome. Yes, I was very creative in finding the links. The goal for this year is to get 2 pages done. I am almost done with the first page because the only thing I need to do is that motif, tiny motif there, and a little bit down there. It's not that much. And I'm working in my second page already. So this is how far I've gotten. What I did was I finished up the flower there. I did the green in the edges. I filled in some of the leaves that are around the project. I love stitching. This is a 36 count antique ivory. Stitching it 2/2 with a call for DMCs. So it's a bit bulky, but I wanted a good coverage because of the bright colors. And I do find this so gorgeous. So gorgeous. And yeah, I'm so close to getting the first page done. I can almost smell it. Sometimes I just go a bit down and over because there's a lot of color changes in this one. Because this green, it's like 15 stitches, 15 stitches, 15 stitches. So what I do is that I work on all the borders because it's a symmetrical pattern, and I just fill in all the stitches that are needed in that color. So you're slowly completing motifs, very slowly completing motifs, but it is pretty. Look at my flowers. Yeah. So I'm still, I think I can make this goal. I set goals for each and every one of my WIPs this year. They were lofty, but I made a quick count, and I think that I only have 4 projects that I haven't met my goal on yet. So I made a new wheel with goals. I am gonna be doing a goal November, so I'm only gonna work on my projects that I haven't met my goal on yet. in November. I already decided I'm gonna UFO 1 project. I just hate it. I'm not gonna be working on it anymore. It's still on my WIP list, but it's gonna go. I'm close. Oh, sorry, I still have 5 goals to meet. I'm close on 2 to finish. Visit Hogsmeade that I just showed you, and my flowery Christmas tree. That's also very close to a finish. Then I have Autumn Woodland, the 10th anniversary sampler, and the Stitch on Me Halloween cell. Those are the ones that I need to work on to get my goals done. So out of the 22, having 6 not meet my goal yet, being early September, I'm quite proud. But I still can push for a little more. But I'm gonna be doing goal finishing in November or maybe October. Don't know yet. But that was just a detour talking about my goals. Sorry. It's the brain, it's a Saturday, it's been busy. And I might have a very good evening yesterday with my best friend, which involved some wine. Just a little wine. It was a good wine. And rugby and movies and snacks. Girls' night. The next project I picked up is Poppies. It's a kit. I can't tell you where. Well, I got it from AliExpress, but yeah, I'm just finishing all my AliExpress kits. I'm not buying any kits that aren't done by the big kit sellers or kits that aren't by the designer themselves, but I'm gonna stitch the ones that I have. I linked Poppies to the autumn one because both have leaves in them, and the last time you saw it there was a straight line across, so I did almost the entire flower there, and I think it's pretty. It's really pretty. It's easy to stitch. It's a 14 count Ada using the kit flosses. And this was actually start this year, so there's no goal on this one. But I might get it done this year, and otherwise it's going to be an easy finish next year. Then another kit that I started this year is the Red Billed Leotrix. Which I picked up also in my Dominoes effect and for AB Singo, because the X was called. This is the only one there's an X in the title. I found it very good. I linked this one to the Poppies because this project has flowers and it's huge. I'm also stitching this on a 14 count Ada, which came in the kit. No, we're gonna do it like this because you don't need to see the tail. I worked on the bird, so I did all of the brown, the yellow, and I started working on the head. Where are we at? There, the head. So I did all of that in 2 days. It was just quick stitching and getting to the goals. I usually do not count stitches, and what I did for the Crazy Dominant effects, that I sometimes, if I needed to catch up or wanted to get through another project, I really counted and stopped at the moment I reached it, and sometimes I just said, well, I'm gonna finish this block, there's enough stitches in there, but I'm gonna do a little more. So that happened with quite a few projects. Then I picked up Dragons from Sticky Dame from the Wienberg. It's this gorgeous pattern. I linked it to the red-billed Leotrix because birds fly, dragons fly, and there's also little birdies in this pattern. So there's an owl there and a birdie there. And I'm stitching this on a 36 count Triple Brown by XOXO Design. In the code for DMC, stitching a 2/2. And what I did is that I finished the tree, that one. I finished the purple motif up there and I started on the green one. I'm really enjoying stitching these. I love this fabric. It's a great fabric and I love the colors and the designs. Still a very long way to go, but it's getting there and it's looking good. I'm very pleased with the fabric I chose. It's a very light modeling, so don't do that. Browns, very light browns. It's a very strange day today here. We've been having horrible hot weather and it is the kind of day where the clouds are there and the next second there's sun and then it starts raining again. So yeah, the typical Dutch weather. It's okay, but it's horrible for filming, especially since my light, all my light is coming from that side. Yeah, but I enjoyed stitching this and I got like 500 stitches in this one. Then I went to my other Quaker, the Coffee Quaker by Heartstring Samplery. This is the second to last project in my Crazy Dominoes effect. It's also a Quaker. It also has Quaker motifs. I'm loving this. I'm stitching this on 40 count Vintage Country Mocha by Zweigart in the called for overdyed threads, mix of gentle art and classic colorworks. If I'm correct, don't have the rest of the pattern there with me. And this is a hard one to stitch for me because I made a boo-boo. Like in the first motif, I made a boo-boo there. I'm pretty sure that this pattern, this motif is good. This medallion is also good. That's good. And first is good. Then I went down and this entire vase is 3 stitches too far to the right. So it's quite close to my medallion. Brilliant as I am. Sorry, I've been watching a lot of Harry Potter. I'm not so humble. I restarted this one, so I counted it over 3 stitches to the left. So this should be in the proper place compared to everything up there. So this one would be good because I was stitching there and it's hard to see, but they're stitching. It isn't real showing. In real life you can see that there's light stitching there. There's gonna be flowers there. But because I counted that one of the vase, it might be that it's too far over to the left and I'm gonna have issues with the lettering further down below. It's this gorgeous flower. Even in the photograph it's hard to see. So there's a flower and it might be hard with the den. So I decided I'm gonna go straight across up to that side and then start working on the center, because I need to fudge and move some things around. I'm okay with it not being perfect. It is my Coffee Quaker, so I'm okay with it. And I do love stitching on 40 count. There's quite a lot of 40 count and higher counts in the things I bought. I'm still waiting on an order from Casa Sanina. I'll tell you about that in a second. And that was my crazy dominoes effect. Because I went after the coffee Quakers, I reached the goal that you could go back to the beginning. And since my first project needed quite a lot of stitching to get to the goal, I decided to go back to my Halloween sal and stitch some more on that, and then it was finished. So that was that. Then I had one day in between of stitching on my new projects, the double project, and then I spun again for another day before AP Singo started, and I spun Jardin Privé's Compagnie du Mouton, which I'm stitching on 28 count platinum linen by Zweigart in the cold for DMCs. I did some grass, some letters, and I worked on some more of the sheep. So I just decided to go down for no particular reason. So that's what I did, stitching wise. I'm pretty sure that's just about, there are like 5 or projects that I didn't work on that are still in my WIP basket. So yeah, kind of a WIP parade, but not really. Sorry. So yeah, I told you I went to a retreat hosted by Annemiek from the Handwerk Boutique, which is in Rode. Rode is just about literally across the country for me. So the Netherlands is small. For those of you who know, it is small. A 2.5 hour drive without any traffic. Yeah, that's significant. That's literally driving across the country. So I went there. Jacob from Mother Folk Embroidery was coming there. He was going to talk about samplers, Dutch samplers, antique samplers. He designed or reproduced a Drenthe sampler there, and he gave a workshop about how to finish your samplers the way they used to do way back when. It was a very interesting day. I met some amazing person there. I was by far the youngest. She was, I think, the second youngest. We stitched the same stuff. We liked the same stuff. So we really had a fun time getting to know each other. And we made some arrangements that we would go to stitchy stuff together, because both our parents, our moms or partners, do not really like it. It's nice to go with someone who you really can think with you, which I never really had. So that was awesome. I need to bend down again because I need to get my big bag of goodies. Because yeah, I already ordered some stuff from the Handwerk Boutique. I had 2 orders running. Well, I had one big order because Castanina was having a sale, 25% off of everything, and I needed to buy DMC. So yeah, I got quite a lot of stuff. I got overdyes, I got silks, I got, you're gonna see. And I'm still waiting on part of my Casa Sanina order. Of course, when you go to an LNS, you're gonna buy some more. I just bought some more fabrics and 2 patterns and some flosses. Alright, 5 patterns and quite a lot of flosses, but who's counting? Nobody's. You're gonna see. It's fine. It's fine. It was the day after I finished at the internship in the psychiatry ward, which I hated. So it was kind of my reward for doing it. That's my and the horrible part was that I didn't get all the flosses I needed, so I went to Thistles. They're a designer, they're also Netherlands based, and they also sell, their website is strange, it looks a bit off, but they have a lot of overdyed flosses. They're not used that regularly, so they have all the hard to find overdyes, they have it. So I used their website to buy the overdyes that I couldn't find at either Casa Sanina or the Handwerk Boutique. I buy them there, so that's there. I also got a lot of second-hand stuff which is in there, and there's also another order from Casa Sanina because they had their end of summer sale in which a lot of patterns were under €5, and I bought quite a lot because I was still checking whether or not my order was gonna come. Yesterday I got an email saying that my order is gonna come, but it's gonna take a while. It's they're waiting on some 40 count fabric and blending filaments that I need for a project. So yeah, there's a lot. No judging. Let me get the box and the stuff. So since I already unpacked everything, I didn't throw away the box. This is the Modern Folk Embroidery box that the project came in, and this is the pattern. So it's a Drenthe sampler, and I'm really enjoying the box. I like the box, but that's gonna go. I can't save the box. But it was so nice meeting Jacob. Jacob lives in Rotterdam, and I used to study there. The person I met there also studied there, so we had a lot of nice conversations about the city, places you need to go to have some good dinner, and I have a bag which is people seem to like, but there's a little store in my hometown where they sell bags made from old upholstery, and they put some old needlework on it. It's done by people who have disabilities. It's for charity, and I bought a bag, took that bag, they loved the bag, so we were talking about it. So really nice to meet Jacob. I need to do a quick thing because there's an alarm going off in just a sec. We're not gonna need that because it's gonna be long. This is one of my longest videos in a whole long while. I'm so sorry. I do hope you're still here. So in no particular order, let's see. Oh, right. The workshop. Jacob taught us how to do this, to make these kinds of edges in our needlework. So you start by pulling threads and then making these tiny holes, and then you fold it over and stitch the top part, and then it's not gonna go anywhere. At least he says, and I do believe him. So it was fun learning this. And I was at a table with an 80-year-old woman who has been stitching for a long while. She went lightning fast. I was like, how is this possible? And she was like, haven't you done this before? And I was like, no. Real nice seeing that old lady just go zoof. Yeah, real nice. And because there were a lot of old ladies, they are from the generations that had to do needlework at school. So last video I showed my great-grandmother's sampler. She also did that for school. The red school sampler is something most elderly women had to do at school. So they knew a lot about samplers, and the northern part is very rural, lots of big farms, farmsteads, and lots of needlework heirlooms. So yeah, that's part of it. Let's see what else I got. So with the workshop, Jacob gave us this carnation canaries. It's a small, and I'm really loving this pattern. And I did make a misbuy on some floss, but it's gonna be perfect for this, so it all worked out. Well, this is the envelope that came in the box. So this is the project and the pattern for the Drenthe sampler, Lamborghini pot, 1852. It is, as far as he knows, the only sampler that survived from that area of the Netherlands. Drenthe is one of the provinces of the Netherlands up in the north. The store is in Drenthe. So very nice pattern. He also gives the background and what he could find about Lamborghini pot. And the idea is that this little girl over there, there's a girl there, that should be Lamborghini. These figures on the boat most likely are her parents and her siblings. Her parents' names are there. So yeah, it's really nice. There's a whole lot of explanation about what's in the sampler and what all the motifs mean. I was just stunned. It also came with a needle and some 36 count vintage country mocha to stitch it on. It comes with a floss tag. It also came with this floss ring, and it's hard to see, but there's one of the moths that's on the sampler is in this floss ring charm thingamabob. I'm really liking this. I always bobbinate my flosses, so and I put my bobbins on a ring. So that's going to be used, and I got all the DMCs needed for this project. So that's very, very nice. So that was the main project. We didn't work on it. There was just too much Jacob telling us stuff and shopping involved. But I wouldn't have missed it for the world. It was amazing. Yeah, we need to go downstairs. Then I also picked up Anje Broekema, 1892. I saw this sampler, the original. He took quite a lot of antique samplers with him, including this one. This is from Groningen, also the province from the Netherlands, and they used to do their samplers in black. So that's why mine is in black. Well, the original is in black, and I'm also gonna stitch it in black. Then I fell in love with this the moment I saw it. Songs of the Nightingale. There's no way I can get Leo and Roxy floss without paying import cost, top shipping, everything. So I'm gonna convert the floss as needed, but I love this pattern. Still need to buy the flosses for it. I need to see, maybe I'm gonna do it in silks. Not really sure yet. And then some swaddle-jay, not the dinky dice, just swaddle-jay. Then I picked up, I'm not gonna remove it from the plastic, cardinal sampler from the heart. I just saw it, I thought it was cute. I bought some of the flosses for it, and yeah, it's gonna be a small project. I have all the flosses now, if I'm correct. I had pre-ordered the Halloween version. I do love this crow one, and I do have some 14 count Stormy Night Ada, which I might use for that one. So it was good because the way back there was a lot of traffic, so I actually stood still for so long that I could look at the entire magazine while driving. Then what else did I pick up? I picked up some fabrics. She has a lot of pre-cut fabrics. I picked up brown paper, 40 count, from XOXO Design, because I want to stitch the sleeping bee on it. So I've had the sleeping bee up and get it up for quite a long while, but I didn't have the fabric. So I think this is definitely gonna work. Yeah, it's gonna work. It is brown enough to have the white shell, so yeah, it's gonna work. It's definitely gonna work. Then I also picked up this Edinburgh linen. It's a very light grayish green, 14 threads, 36 count, and I have this Plum Street sampler, Dear Friends, which I thought with all the oranges would look great on a light green fabric. So these are also going to be matched. This down there is me writing down the flosses I still need. I think I have them all at the moment. And then I found this 40 count mallow linen. Don't know the design and don't know the color name, but it's a pretty neutral, which is definitely going to be used because I do have a lot of 32 counts, but I hardly have any higher counts, and I find that I like stitching the higher counts better. So there's a lot of that going in here. Then I also had ordered Italian linens. It's Graziano linen. It is a 38 count. These are pieces 25 by 35 centimeters in different colors. So I've got this pink. There's, I believe this is also a light green. So it might be that I use this green, but I'll need to see. Normal white. A very pale blue. And a very soft peach. I think it's peach. Yeah, it's peach. The original names are in Italian, so I'm not going to even try, but it's a bit off. So a new brand, and I'm really curious, but I wanted some different colors because buying colored fabric, they don't have it in the stores. It's all neutrals here. But I did want some variety in my fabrics. Let's go to the flosses because, yeah. The flosses. So, most likely it's not going to be all. And this is from Casanina and the Handwerk Boutique. So for varying projects I've got those. These are for my first blackbird. I have it here. Violet blue. I love this one. It looks so great. The only issue is that I need to say old hickory. Old hickory turns kinda yellow. Old hickory used to be green. So I need to find a good replacement for old hickory. If anyone has any ideas, please let me know. Because I can't find any greenish old hickory to do the leaves. And I can't do the leaves in this grain yellow color. No, it's not working. So yeah, I got at least all of those. There might be some more somewhere else floating around. Then, oh, this is because I couldn't find all. I also placed an order for some more overdyed threads. Got a piece of DMC for free from Thistles, and also here old hickory again is yellow, so I thought maybe they have another dye lot and it's gonna be green. No, it's it's a lovely color, but it isn't green. It isn't green. So these were needed for varying projects. I have no idea which ones. I'll need to check which ones go where. Sometimes, guys, yeah. So I'll just put them on a ring and then I'll need to check which go where. I'm pretty sure this is definitely one project, so that's why I have them all in a separate ring. So those are all my usual overdyes. Then I got I'm throwing everything everywhere because there's too much, guys. Everything, yeah. I also got it's down there, these Colores DMC. It's gonna be for a Christmas present, which at the moment I can't talk about yet, but I really needed this floss. I had some great patterns which were monochromatic, so I have this DiDi, and I really love the design, and I wanted to do it in either a silk or in a threadworks. So I ordered this black coral dinky dyes, and I got this grayish to greenish to blue threadworks, which I think is very pretty, but it might be too light. This is pretty black, this is a bit grayish, but just something. Then I have my only Blackbird design book, Sarah Tobias, and I wanted to kit up some projects. I wanted to get up this one. This is done in, let me see, chocolate caramel silk by the thread gatherer. I couldn't find it. It's not in Casalina. None of the stores in the Netherlands have it, so I needed to convert it. Well, there was a nice conversion online from thread gatherer to dinky dyes, and they said, well, you need nutwood because it has the same kind of gray to copper. It became copper. So this I'm going to use for carnation canaries. It's a lovely silk, but I wanted a variegation. Luckily I found that out before I went to the Handwerk boutique, and there I found this Threadworks. Gorgeous grey, copper, burgundy. I'm not good with the English name for colors. I'm not good with colors at all. But I do love the variation in this one. So Blooms for Sarah is going to be done in this one. I also got the overdyed from multiple of these projects. Then, since Castanina was having a sale, 25% off sale, I ordered quite a lot of Mill Hill beads, treasures. They're all in here. This is for 2 different projects. This is for my Adia the Garden Fairy, my Mirabilia, the first one I'm gonna start. And this is for the Winter Goddess by Joan Elliott. Well, both need a lot of beads. They also need a lot of Kreinik. And with 25% off on some of the treasures, it was like €1 a piece. So that was good. So I'm still waiting on a blending filament, but these are all the Kreiniks I got. Also the 25% off. That was good. Then from Castanina I got 2 pieces of neutral higher count fabrics. This is a 40 count light mocha, and I got a piece of 36 count cream, just a neutral. There's still 2 pieces coming. It might be another month before they even arrive at Castanina, but I'm just gonna wait because I have more than enough to stitch, so there's no need for them to rush it, and I don't want to lose my discount I had on these items. Since I'm working on banding, I wanted to get some hangers, so I found these antique hangers that are perfect. They go like this. So I found these for €5, and they're brass. These are pretty hefty, so it was a good find. What else? This, all of that. All right, there are a lot of patterns here, so we're just gonna go like that, and I'll just tell you about it. All right, yes, this is all of the, definitely, yes, this is the second order, the pattern sale Castanina had. This entire stack cost me €40, so yeah, including shipping. So I picked up Christmas Row from Bent Creek. I thought it was a cute design. I said, well, we'll just take it. I got quite a few Lizzie Kates, so I got a farm sampler, a snippet. I got this, what's it called? Whatchamacallit? Halloween snippet. Boo. Goes like that. It's also called Boo by Lizzie Kate. Then I got this special edition kit for Eastern, which has the buttons and the fabric. That's nice. I got Tiny Tidings number 18. So a collection of 5 designs. Very cute. I also got Be Bold and Brave. these two designs. Then I got a booklet from JBW Designs, which has 6 patterns, and they're pretty small on the back. But there's a very cute Christmas one with the reindeers. There's something with the sea, Christmas, more Christmas, transportation, and a bird sampler. So it's very cute booklet. So, well, why not? I got 3 patterns from the Sweetheart Tree, which all have buttons or charms or stuff. So I got this one, and I got 2 small Quakers. This is square 1 and this is square 2. So I have the set from those. Then I found this Be Merry design by Waxing Moon Designs. Just a simple one, a small one. And it's only done in 2 colors, so that's cute. Then I found this French designer, Marie Suarez, Je pense à toi. I think about you. That's just about how far my French is going. And then I thought this, and if you want to watch Pam and Steph, she was gonna stitch, Steph is gonna stitch it for a friend, that kind of stitcher. And it says, be the kind of stitcher, when you arrive, the LNS owner says, oh, beep, she's here. I think I might be that kind of stitcher, but I have no idea. Then I picked up the Rose Prior sampler from the Heart, and it's in this over-dyed pinks, and I do have a Gloriana which is perfect for it. So yeah, it was very fast. You didn't see the pattern. No, you can't see it. You see? No, no. And then from the pedal pusher, I got the Witches sampler, Louise Holden 1837, which is charted in DMCs. And I thought it looked good, but I also loved the design, the text on it. With skilled hands and strong wills, use thy nature to mend thy ills. It just spoke to me. I think that's all the Casa Sanina stuff. Then I had some luck on the second-hand markets. So I picked up this Mirabilia, the Rose of Sharon, for pretty cheap. It's a gorgeous design, but it was mostly cheap. And then for €5 I picked up the Spring Queen, this out of print Mira I picked up. Yeah, don't ask me how I managed to do that, but I saw it was out of print and I just bought it. Am I gonna be stitching a lot of Miras? I don't know, but getting the patterns for Miras cheap, I'm gonna buy it. And I've got my first Chatelaine pattern. It is Blackwork Beauties. The only issue is it's a paper pattern, and the pattern itself is this big. So it's gonna be quite difficult to stitch. But I thought it was pretty, and it is from a store that's going out of order. It's gonna stop, so I just bought it. I just wanted to help that lady. Oh wow, we're an hour in. Do I have more to tell? Yes, last video I announced the winner for the pattern for the daytime fairy. Sorry, the nighttime fairy. Maureen, please contact me. If I haven't heard from you in 2 weeks, I'm gonna contact the other person that was on the list. And Tracy just texted me because me and Tracy from Tracy's Crafts, we are gonna stitch the daytime fairy. She got her flosses, so we need to make some arrangements when we're gonna start that. So yeah, after an hour of talking, I am finally done. It's exploding over here. So I do need to do a little cleanup. And I'm really hoping that my laptop doesn't fry this video. Guys, if you're seeing this, it worked. Let's just say that. So I think we come to the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button. And if you haven't already, please click the subscribe button. It really would help me a lot. I at least enjoy making these videos. I try to be a good girl and post them regularly, but sometimes life gets in the way and stuff happens, or laptops fry videos, and yeah. For the next couple of weeks I'll be joining the AB Singo. I need to do some catching up there, and I'm planning to see you all in 2 weeks time. If you have any questions, please leave a comment down below or send me an email. Also, you can find it down below. You could also follow me on Instagram. I'm not a big poster. Sometimes I do post a lot, sometimes not at all. But you can find me on Instagram. The information is down below as well. So without further ado, I'll wish you a great day, week, weekend. I'm gonna end in the Dutch way. Houdoe!